Okay, so y equals mx plus b. Do not forget that m is the slope. Do not forget it must be a fraction. I have lots of people, not lots, more than I should, simplifying their fraction into a decimal. Yes, I get that they're equivalent. But if you're given a decimal, then you have to convert it into a fraction in order to graph it. It must be a fraction in order to graph. It must be a fraction. The other part is if it's negative. We had a big problem with this yesterday. If it's negative, right, you go down, then right. If it's a negative slope, you go down. That's a negative value. Then you go to the right, which is positive. Or if it's negative, you can go up, because that's a positive value. Then left, because that's a negative value. You're really good at understanding if it's a negative slope, don't make both values, the numerator and the denominator, negative. You can't do that. The last thing that we need to remember is if your slope is 3, you make 3 into a fraction, which is 3 over 1. It is not 3 over 0. Those are the two misconceptions I'm still seeing about 30% of the time. It should be a fraction. Don't convert it to a decimal. If it's negative, that means you go down and then to the right. Negative, positive, keeps it negative. Or up and to the left. And if it's a whole number, it's 3 over 1 or negative 8 over 1, not over 0. And then your plus b, right, is the y-intercept. You're doing a fairly good job of remembering the plus or minus. If it's a negative, if it says minus 3, your slope, your intercept is negative 3. We're also doing a pretty good job. We still have a few times that we screw up. It's the y-axis. It's the y-intercept. Don't put it on the x-axis. It's the y-intercept. And you should have enough room for 3 graphs. Don't you have 3? If they don't fit, do the trick that you can kind of overlap them.
Or you can cut them in half.
I'll pass around a scrap basket.
Why would we have scraps?
Some people really like to get their graphs to be perfectly cut out.
Okay. Tyler, wait.
Oops. Right, so if my intercept, I've got 6 and I've got 9 and I connected them. My intercept is easiest to find because it's right here at plus 6. To find your slope, your m, you have to have 2 dots, correct? To count rise over run. Remember our rule is we start at the bottom dot, count up, and then count over. But here's the problem, you guys. Someone's going to try to put a dot right here. And you can't count from right there because it's not at the intersection of one of the grids. Wherever you put your dots, because you're physically sometimes going to have to write the dots on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has to be at the intersection. So my graph, my slope is up 6 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But it's not 9, it's negative 9x. But if you turn this in, I would probably count it wrong. Because 6/9 can be simplified. Y equals, what does 6/9 simplify to? So I'm going to put negative 2/3 x. That negative can go in front, that negative can go in the numerator, or that negative can go in the denominator. It does not matter. Plus 6. Because look, if you look, I go up 2 and backwards 3. Up 2 and backwards 3. Up 2 and backwards 3. It gets me to the same location. Crystal, are you stretching your question? Let's try another one. Let's try a tricky one.
Are we gonna have homework today? Since we need Pearson. Why on the weekend?
Okay, this is a vertical line, correct? Yes. So I'm again going to write y equals mx plus b. So we're going to substitute. We're going to put our numbers into the problem. The easiest one to find is your y-intercept. Here's my y-axis. Is there a y-intercept? No, there's not a y-intercept. Ladies and gentlemen, when there is not a y-intercept, it has to be a vertical line. Every other line, even if it's just a little bit tilted, it will eventually have a y-intercept. The only number that does not have a y-intercept is a vertical line. So since it does not have a y-intercept, we can't use slope-intercept form because there's no intercept. You have to have a slope and you have to have an intercept in order to use this formula. So this is thrown out. We cannot use this. So instead, this slope is undefined, correct? This line is special. Vertical lines are special. This line is x equals, and since it intercepts the x-axis at 6, it's x equals 6. And you're done. That's the formula. If it intercepted at -4, and it's a vertical line, it would be x equals -4. All right, let's try this one. So this one is a horizontal line. So y equals mx plus b is our formula. And if I'm looking at this line, does it have a y-intercept?
Yeah.
Yes, at -4. Y equals, what slope is this? 0. You can count it. You go up 0 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's 0 over 6? 0. Or you just remember horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Y equals 0x minus 4. Can you simplify that? To what? Y equals 0x cancels out, it disappears, to -4.
So I was right.
Every single one of these is going to be y equals mx plus b form. Y equals mx plus b form. So there's my y-axis. Where does the diagonal line intersect the y-axis? At 0, in the origin. And it's very kind of me. You're welcome. You already have 2 dots to count your slope from. So we go up 1, 2, over 1, 2. So y equals 2 over 2x plus 0. Simplify it. What's 2 over 2 simplified to? 1x. Do you need the plus 0? No, you actually don't even need that 1 there. Y equals x. Your slope is 1 and your intercept is 0. I will accept y equals 1x. I mean, y equals 1x plus 0 is even fine. All right, so let's do number 2. Y equals mx plus b. What's your y-intercept? -3.
What if it's -6? What if you count it by 2?
Y equals, what's your slope? 0, because it's a horizontal line. Either you commit that to memory or you say 1, 2, 3, up 0 over 3, x. Simplify. Y equals -3. Problem number 3. Oops. Problem number 3. Y equals mx plus b. The intercept is 0. And here are your points. Your slope is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But not 6, it's -6. Because we went backwards. X. Simplify. 6 over -6 is -1 x. You can put plus 0 if you want, or you don't have to. You'll also see this written as y equals negative x without the coefficient of 1. Y-intercept for number 4. What's the y-intercept? 4 plus 4. Y equals 1, 2, 3 over negative 1 x. Simplify. Negative or 3 over negative 1 is negative 3x plus 4. All right, don't freak out.
Are you gonna make us do it by ourselves?
Y equals mx plus b. Number 5, what's your intercept? Negative 0.5. Or you could make it a fraction, 1/2. I don't care. Your intercept can be a decimal or a fraction. Your slope must be a fraction. No decimals. Y equals, what's the slope? Up 1, 2, always start at the bottom dot, over 1, 2, 3, 4, x. Positive slope, correct? Because you go up and to the right. Y equals 2 over 4 is 1/2 x minus 0.5. Number 6. What's the intercept in number 6? Negative 3. Y equals, count the dot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2, 3. They're both positive because we go up, which is positive, and to the right, which is positive. X. Can this be simplified? All right, last one, number 6, or 7, last two. Sorry. Y equals mx plus b. What's the intercept? There isn't one. Since there isn't one, we can't use slope-intercept form. You have to have a slope and you have to have an intercept. And this line has neither. It has no slope because the slope of a vertical line is undefined, and there's no intercept because it doesn't intersect the y-axis. So it has to be x equals negative 2. Last but not least, number 8. Y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. What's the intercept?
3.
Plus 3, positive 3. Y equals up 1, 2, negative 1, because we go backwards to the left. X. Simplify. Y equals what? Negative 2x plus 3.